Good morning, everyone. I'm Mason Rossman, as some of you know, and we would all like to share a little bit about our mission trip that we went on recently. First off, I would like to thank everyone for their prayers and financial contributions to make the trip to Benton Harbor possible. The trip was perspective changing. One of the main lessons we went over was loving your neighbor as yourself. This is easier said than done, especially when you go into a completely different part of the country. Benton Harbor, Michigan is a whole different world compared to Scottsdale, Arizona. Poverty and despair are apparent throughout the streets. However, the common denominator between the two places is the wonderful people that reside. The individuals we bumped into along the way showed what gratitude really means. Even though they didn't draw the best hand out of life, they are still living life with positivity, and it's lovely to see. This was incredible to witness because I believe that it caused each and every one of us to look in the mirror and reassess our outlooks on life. I believe that it caused all of us to gain a stronger appreciation for everything we have, and it allowed us to understand that our problems are minuscule compared to most. Lastly, I believe the lessons taught on this trip will remain with us for the rest of our lives. Thank you for listening.
Somebody next.
I'm Jennifer Weissman, and this is my first mission trip. When we went to Benton Harbor, we learned a lot about what it means to be a neighbor, and how being a neighbor isn't just helping people that are the same as you, but also people that are different. Helping the people in Benton Harbor made me a better person because I got to see people in a community that wasn't like mine. The Youth Work staff were really nice, and they helped us with the community service. We got to meet one community member named Jerry Edwards. He showed us around Benton Harbor and talked about the history of it and how he grew up there and what it was like back then. I will never forget when we went into Lake Michigan. That was really fun. We got to go into the lake with the other churches. This mission trip was different from a vacation because we had to wake up early and we had to do service for most of the day. But I'm really glad I got to go on it. I want to thank everyone who helped us go on this mission trip. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to go. So, thank you.
I'm Mia Mikulak, and the YouthWorks trip was an incredible experience where I got to learn about people's lives and help the community. We went to Benton Harbor, Michigan, and participated in helping a thrift store, cleaning a park, and other activities with groups. Not only did we create closer bonds with the people at the church, but we also became closer with people in the community. One person that stood out to me the most was Jerry Edwards. Jerry is the chairman, president, and CEO of BU, an organization that pairs the youth of Michigan with programs where their skills can be promoted. Jerry has been through so much throughout his life and has taught us that we have to be aware of the privilege that we have. Outside of service, we got to see the Great Lake and have fun on the beach with the other church groups. All I can say is I'm very thankful to be able to go on this trip and meet all these new people.
I'm Kinsley Smith. This year's mission trip helped me to see and experience the less fortunate community of Benton Harbor. The demographics of Benton Harbor are about 80% African American, and the median household income is $17,000. We not only had the chance to help the community, but we also had time to explore and get to know what Benton Harbor was like during our week of serving. I learned that even small sacrifices can make a big impact. One of the highlights of this trip was when we were cleaning a neighborhood park and a woman walked up to us and thanked us for taking the time to help our community. This reminded me that an important part of mission trips is building relationships, and that no matter what a person's education level, no matter the color of their skin or their needs, that all people deserve to live in a community that fills them with pride. It was really rewarding to hear that something that seems so simple as picking up weeds and pulling trash that made such a difference and impacted the community. I wanted to thank the members of the church for helping us get to Michigan, and thank Pastor Sherry for allowing us to go on this mission trip. These trips give us the opportunity to explore and visit places that are less privileged than we are, and allow us to help and feel like we are making a difference. Our comfort zones were challenged, and we were taught faith in ways we did not expect, such as compassion and patience. The lesson I have taken away from this trip is that God wants us to all meet other people's needs with compassion and patience, and to be patient and trust in God.
Hello, I'm Ryan Handley. I participated on this trip. And before I talk about this in more depth, I would like to thank both Mason and Pastor Sherry for leading us through this trip and getting everything done. And I'd also like to thank you guys for the financial contribution you guys gave to us. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. It just wouldn't have, so thank you very much. During this trip, we went to Benton Harbor, which is a small city on the coast of Lake Michigan. It has a population of about 9,843 people, with about 85% of that population being Black or African American. This is compared to its twin city of St. Joseph, which has a population of 8,316 people, with 84% of the people being white, so a pretty big difference. This trip gave us a chance to help others explore a new place and help us learn to help a place which is far different from ours, by not classifying people based on their skin tone and helping everyone equally. While we were on the trip, we had a numerous amount of people help us. One of the most notable of these was a man that went by Jerry. He was basically our tour guide and would check up on us whilst we worked. He had lived there for a while and he was very friendly. He would see if we needed anything on the trip or on the work site, and he would get it for us. We met many other people that would just drive up and see how we were doing and thank us for our work. And that was probably one of the most, something I will never forget, is just to see how happy they were that we were doing these small things that wouldn't have been done. On top of all that, other than just working, we also had some free time. We went to Lake Michigan, we went on the beach, we got to do fun things. One of the nights, we even met Bill and Anna Anderson, who brought us to a pizza place, and we all got dinner on them. You might see their pictures after he talks on these two TVs. Overall, this trip was just amazing, and if I had the chance to do it again, I totally would. Thank you for your time.
First off, I would like to thank Pastor Sherry and Mr. Mason for leading us throughout the mission trip. They did a very exceptional job at guiding us and teaching us things that will stick with me throughout my life and into college. But the biggest thanks goes to this congregation. You guys are the biggest reason why we were able to go on this trip and to experience things that most of us have never experienced before. So, today, since I'm the last speaker, I'm going to talk about the experiences that I think all of us will take out of this trip. The main three I think all of us will take out of it are that you see God anywhere you go in this world, no matter how poor or how rich a community is. The second is hard work is the best work. There are people that have it harder than us that we will never see, and they just do their hardest job at whatever it is, if it's manual labor or whatever. And lastly, there's always good in people, no matter if they're alike or different than yourself. And to end all of this, I would like to thank the congregation, my parents, our pastors, and most importantly, God for allowing us to go on this mission trip. Thank you. And now we will show some pictures of the youth trip.
So